Hey,
Hello.
I'm Stephanie
Marissa
from the Cosby Mortgage team.
Today we're just going to give you some tidbits on plants and
Yes.
keeping plants indoors, how they can make your place look really nice, and
Provide you with a better environment.
there's a
good.
lot of air purifying plants
Yes.
or plants that help you sleep at night.
Take out toxins out of the air.
Yes,
Some
which there
plants
are in every house.
provide lots of oxygen, especially at night. And so there is a list.
Yeah, NASA actually created a list of, I think their top 20, but maybe 15 plants that are the best at purifying most of the most common toxins that we have in our households or in our air that where we're living.
Yeah, and a number of those plants are quite easy plants to
Yes.
take care of, and that don't actually require a lot of light. I think a number of them.
Yeah.
So it's really good for people that don't have that south-facing window.
Yeah, if you live in a basement apartment,
Yeah.
if you live in
In
a
a
place
condo where another
Yeah.
condo just went up and now
Yeah.
is covering your light.
Yeah, now you don't get much light. Yes, there's
Yeah.
lots of, there's stuff even good for bathrooms where there's a lot of
Yes.
humidity, which also might be a little bit nicer to, it's almost like living at a spa if you have some plants in your bathroom. So we'll give you like a little tour of my house and then Steph's house where we keep plants and what type of plants we keep. Give you some tidbits on lighting and watering, because again, if you go out and buy plants, you really don't want to kill them right away. So if you know the best ways to help them thrive and survive, then you're on your way.
Yeah. All right.
Hello, this is Marissa, and I just wanted to show you a quick view. This is my window setup in the back area of my house. I don't really get direct light back here, just from the way that it faces. It's a lot of filtered indirect light. And these are the plants that I keep in this room. So I have a Dracaena that's right here. I do have a cat in my house, so there's certain plants that I keep that I'm okay with my cat eating, because it's good for cats to eat greens anyways. So for me, I don't mind that this has been eaten down and the pieces are eaten, because it keeps him away from some of the plants that are maybe more toxic for him. Aloe plants are one of the most best plants that you can have for cleaning the air. And they're really easy to keep. You only need to water them, you really need to just douse them in water for one time and then let it dry out for a very long time. And they really, really like this indirect light that I have here. They grow a lot more in the winter than in the summer. Yeah. These are all little babies that eventually I could, if I wanted to, take them out and replant them into a different pot, but I kind of like it like this. This is another plant that I have. It's asparagus fern, which is not really on the list of NASA's list of top plants that are air cleaning. I just happen to like them. They're really easy. Also, so as you can see, it grows down a lot because this does like a lot of sunlight. So it's not the best to have it back here. But the aloes that I have, as well as this monstera, are actually kind of a toxic type plant for cats. So having this plant here, my cat obviously eats all of it and just chews on all of the plants. So it's really bald at the top, but it grows out to the sides, and it keeps George away from the other plants that he probably shouldn't be eating. This is another type of plant which is really nice, easy to keep. Again, it's a tropical type plant, so almost like the aloe, in that this one needs a lot of water, so you kind of want to keep the soil moist all the time, but it likes, again, the indirect light. It doesn't want a lot of sunlight on it. And I have this growing thing here, and I actually use zip ties to zip tie it to the post, because it technically is a vine plant, but it doesn't really grow a vine on its own, so I just make it do it so that way it's not hanging everywhere over my setup. So these are the plants that I have in my back room. So Hello, so for those of you that live in places that don't get any direct sunlight and maybe you want to keep plants that do like a lot of sunlight, or if you don't have any big windows, this is something that I've done in my living room so I can keep a little bit more plants around. Is this white cabinet thing is just something I got from IKEA, and I have these lights that I actually bought. These are clamps, so they clamp onto the shelf, and then you can buy all of these, like this sort of setup. These are just plant, specialty plant growing bulbs that you can get at any Home Depot. So I have 4 in this setup, which is pretty good. I get pretty direct sunlight, or sunlight for my plants in here. And again, so spider plant is really good for air cleaning. The ponytail palm is pretty okay. I have a lot of jades because I have a really big jade plant that pieces will fall off of it, and I just replant them into little planters, and then I get a lot of different bigger plants. So like it kind of looks nice, keeps it nice in there. But yeah, spider plant is really easy to keep, and it is one of the ones that that's on the NASA list of like air cleaning. Again, it likes lots of sunlight and water. I water them fairly regularly. Me personally, I go by the plant because I've had them so long, so I can tell by the plant when they need to be watered. Right now, it's very healthy, it's upright. When it starts to tell me that it wants to be watered, it'll start drooping. These longer pieces will probably fall over, and then I'll be like, okay, it's time to water these guys. Rubber plants are also really good for your air as well. I have a variegated one, which means that there's different colors. This most recent leaf is pink, and technically it should all be pink, but if it doesn't get a lot of sunlight, the pinks usually tend to go away. So as you can see, a lot of my pink has gone away, and I think that's just because this isn't actually real sunlight, it's just fake sunlight. And again, I have asparagus fern up here, which is a finicky plant, but not really. It just really likes a lot of water all the time, and I'm lazy, so I don't water it as much as I should. So there's a few brown pieces that you can see. But yeah, I do have a lot of jade plants, which I just happen to personally really like.
Okay, so now we're at my house, so I want to share some plants that also are on the NASA list and that I have as well. I've got a snake plant, so this plant is really great at taking out toxins, and also at night, it provides a lot of oxygen, a lot more than other plants. So that's why people say put them in your bedroom. So this is my cute little snake plant. And then another one, Marissa showed you a Dracaena plant that she had, which takes out a lot of toxins. And I have a different type of Dracaena. So this one is a lot bigger with a lot larger stalks and a lot larger leaves. So it takes out, I think, a lot more toxins than the other Dracaena. And then I'm going to show you my office. Okay, so in my office, I also have a English ivy plant, and this is also on the NASA list to take out toxins. Also, I have a different type of Dracaena, so this one doesn't have a stem like Marissa's, doesn't have the stem like the one that's downstairs, and it just grows right from the soil. And then I have a different type of snake plant here. This also will take out toxins. And I have a few other plants like air plants and stuff, but they don't take out toxins. Also, some of these plants like the snake plant and even the English ivy, they can also increase your productivity and your energy levels, which I didn't know about until I did a little bit more research. And so a lot of the plants that are on NASA's list for taking out toxins will also increase your productivity. So what plants do you have in your house? Do you think that you will increase the amount of plants that are in your house? I love plants, and I'm slowly learning how to make sure they stay alive and happy. And it's just really nice to see all the plants around, and it's really nice that they have this, other purpose is to clean the air that we are breathing, and in my office especially, keeping my productivity up. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.